this is an attempt, as we said, to turn generation rent into generation buy. And clearly the government's got to keep that going, because if that bottom rung of the housing market collapses, everything else comes down with it.
Well, that's absolutely right. And the government, of course, is keen to get first-time buyers into the market, because they know that homeowners, in the long term, are more likely to support the Tory Party, but also it gives people much more security of tenure. And we've all seen lots of horror stories recently about people renting and having problems with their property. So I think the government extending this scheme is clearly good news, particularly for first-time buyers. 85% of the people buying a property who use this scheme up to now have been first-time buyers. And it does mean that lenders will have much more choice in terms of how they fund these high loan-to-value mortgages. There are some private sector schemes available for lenders to use as well, but clearly the more choice there is, the more likelihood is there's going to be good competition and lower interest rates.
Yeah, and what is the state of the market, given all the sort of problems that we had after the hiccups over the various aspects of interest rates and so on? Because clearly a lot of mortgage products were withdrawn from the market at that stage.
Yeah, things are definitely looking much healthier now. So immediately after the Truss Kwarteng budget, as you say, we saw a lot of lenders withdraw products. There was very little choice available if you only had a 5% deposit. That's steadily come back, and actually rates have fallen quite a long way since the 6% plus rates we saw then. For example, at the moment, if you only have a 5% deposit, you can get a 5-year fixed rate as low as 5%. So that's well below the peak a little while ago. And actually, I don't think rates are going to come down much further. We've seen gilt move up a little bit in the last few days. So I think 5-year fixed rates, for example, which start at 4.5%, but start at 5% if you need to borrow 95%, that's, I think, about as low as they're going to go in the short term.
OK, but very quickly then, should people still be a bit cautious, bearing in mind we're still getting these warnings about house prices falling quite rapidly in the new year?
Yeah, well, house prices have fallen about 3% from the peak, and clearly they've got further to fall. Yeah. House builders are reducing the number of starts because they're seeing a significant reduction in new inquiries. So anybody looking to buy a property now does need to factor in that prices are going to fall. But buyers are in a much stronger bargaining position. And if you're looking to buy a new build house, for example, you can now bargain quite strongly with the house builder, whereas 6 months ago, that wasn't the case. So bargain hard if you want to buy now.